The god of translation. The ancient figure known as Hermes Trismegistus, literally thrice greatest Hermes, embodies something profound about how wisdom actually survives across time. This legendary sage, a fusion of the Greek messenger god Hermes and the Egyptian scribe god Thoth, represents the marriage of two essential functions, boundary making and boundary crossing. Thoth documented and preserved knowledge through writing. Hermes translated and transmitted messages between worlds. Together as Hermes Trismegistus, they created something unprecedented, a god whose very nature was to preserve wisdom by ensuring it never stopped transforming. This isn't just mythology, it's the secret of how the Hermetic teachings actually survived. The famous Emerald Tablet and the texts of the Corpus Hermeticum exist today not because someone preserved a perfect original, but because countless translators across 15 centuries kept recreating them. Arabic scholars translated Greek concepts through Islamic philosophy. Medieval Latin scholars squeezed them through Christian theology. Renaissance humanists like Marsilio Ficino interrupted their translation of Plato to tackle these mysterious texts that had been lost for 1,000 years. Each translation was an act of creative betrayal. The Arabic versions gained Islamic concepts, but lost Greek nuances. The Latin texts gained Christian compatibility, but lost Egyptian magic. The Renaissance editions gained humanist philosophy, but lost medieval mysticism. Every translator had to force ancient concepts through the narrow window of their own cultural moment. We usually think of this as tragic, all that wisdom lost in translation. But what if that's backwards? What if the creative loss is exactly what kept the wisdom alive? Consider what would have happened if we possessed the original Emerald Tablet in some museum case. It would mean one thing, fixed in time gathering dust behind glass. Instead, because it only exists through translation, it's become this generative engine that keeps producing new insights as each generation reinvents it for their context. The principle as above, so below has meant astronomical correspondences to medieval scholars, psychological integration to modern therapists, ecological thinking to environmentalists, and quantum parallels to physicists. Each interpretation loses something from previous versions, but gains something that speaks to new realities. This is why Hermes Trismegistus is the perfect author for these texts. Not because he was a historical person, but because he represents the principle that real wisdom isn't preserved through perfect copying, but through creative translation.